JSB Talks Digital.
Hello and welcome to JSB Talks Digital, the podcast for marketers, digital transformation champions, and those of you bringing your skills into the digital age. I'm Joanne Sweeney-Burke and this podcast is brought to you by Digital Training Institute. In this episode, number 105, I discuss the power of mindset in the digital transformation process. In social media news, Snapchat launches weather and world effects in Snap Maps, YouTube launches new creative suite for creators, and Facebook tests a new app to measure how much time we're spending on the social network. I interview Gay Moore, founder of Rise Personal Branding Consultancy. In shoutouts, the evolution of JSB, Mastering My Mindset. Ask JSB, in JSB's column, why personal and digital growth will take you to where you want to go, and find out what social media tool saved my working week.
Social media news.
A smart move by Snapchat gives us two new features within Snap Maps. The power of context in digital marketing cannot be overstated. So how weather and world events shape our behaviours and conversations online is the latest thinking behind Snapchat's new features. The features reflect what's happening in real life. You can open Snap Map and tap on a friend or zoom in on a location to see the weather. Your own animated Bitmoji will also be there. Snapchat has also added world effects to Snap Maps, changing your map depending on the day. Let me know what you think of the new features by sending me a snap to JSB Snaps. YouTube has launched Creative Suite for marketers in a move set to give brands and agencies the tools and resources they need to create a more delightful experience for the user and one that is more impactful for the advertiser. In an interview with Adweek, YouTube Managing Director of Global Solutions, Debbie Weinstein said, "What we saw customers doing and asking us to do was to help them learn from experiments in real time in a very short window so they can put money behind a campaign that's working best or that they can tweak the creative." Creative Suite has two core features: video experiments, which allow advertisers to test campaigns in real time, and video creative analytics, which provide a sequential view on the impact of the creative. Nice move, YouTube. I can't wait to try these out. TechCrunch is reporting that Facebook is prototyping a new tool which will help us manage our time on the platform. Your Time on Facebook feature has been spotted in Facebook's Android app. It's described as a self-policing tool to give us more awareness of how much time we are spending or wasting on the social network. Instagram has a similar tool, and it follows Facebook's report last year, which admitted that Facebook could be bad for your mental health.
Interview.
In this episode, I interview Gay Moore, entrepreneur and founder of Rise Personal Branding Consultancy. Gay is celebrating 25 years as a mentor and coach to SMEs, both with government agencies and as part of her own business, working with clients in Ireland, Europe and the USA. She has been described as the supreme connector of people, helping businesses create strategic alliances that increase visibility and sales. But today I'm going to tap into Gay's insights around mindset and the role it plays in digital transformation.
JSB Talks Digital.
Gay, thank you so much for joining me on JSB Talks Digital. We've been connected for ages online, but this is our first official conversation.
It is, Joanne, and what a way to start a Monday.
Absolutely. Gay, the words on your website jumped out at me, and it's my first question to you. You say your potential is unlimited. It's a powerful statement, but only if we believe it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, your potential is unlimited is an absolute truth. Okay. We all know about the guy that was the first guy who ran the 4 minute mile, and shortly after that, then loads more people did it. J.K. Rowling said, like, rock bottom is the foundation on which I built my success. So, I mean, everybody's potential is absolutely unlimited. The thing is that we have to believe that, okay, believe that we can, but then follow that up with the side that we will do something about our potential to maximise it, to absolutely, its awesomeness that we can achieve whatever it is that we want to do.
So I work a lot on digital transformation with organisations and the people within those organisations. And I often find that mindset is either the biggest barrier or the biggest driver. How do we get our mindset in the right place to actually make real change happen?
Right. As far as I'm concerned, there's two mindsets going on here, because digital transformation, a lot of people think, oh, that's Facebook, and a lot of people would say to me, oh, like, I don't need somebody to do Facebook for me. That's like, so there's a mindset about what social media and digital is all about. And I mean, digital and social media to me is all about digital PR, and if you explain that to somebody, they can understand it better. Like, people don't have any problems now about getting their photographs taken and being put into the paper, or chatting to people or attending networking events, and digital is just taking it on to the next level. It's like an absolutely amazing way to create brand advocacy about your product or about your service, about who you are or what you do. And then the mindset thing about that is, the second part of that is mindset about your confidence in your ability, about who you are, what you do, your inner wisdom, what it is that you know that nobody else knows. I'm a big believer in being a lifepreneur, and every single person that we meet has an inner wisdom that none of the rest of us has, based on their previous life experiences that has brought them to this point in time. So I've loads of knowledge about mindset, say, on social media. I know nothing about SEO, and then there's loads of people that know stuff about SEO that don't know what I know. So, like, every single person has an inner wisdom, and the key is to unlock the belief that you have about that inner wisdom, and to delete what an awful lot of people feel, that they have an imposter syndrome, that they think they're going to be found out, that they're not as good as they think they should be, and deleting comparisonitis, Joanne, that is the greatest thing that anybody can do, is delete comparing yourself to everybody else. It's going back to, you have inner wisdom that nobody else has, and that's what mindset is about, is unleashing that inner wisdom.
That's very powerful, Gay, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. And I mean, you said to me that, your potential is unlimited, that you think that's a very powerful statement. I absolutely think it's the truth. It's normal to me to believe that about people.
Wow. Part of digital transformation is putting yourself out there online. So whether it's putting your name on a blog post, going front of screen, participating in a live stream, or giving your words some Twitter noise, I often find that people are nervous about blurring those personal and professional lines. So what advice would you give to those who are nervous about increasing their own personal profile for professional gain?
Okay, well, it goes back to what people believe about themselves. I mean, I've had things said to me, oh, I don't want to be seen like to be a posy git, right? Somebody actually said that, or I don't want to be seen to have ideas above my station, So, like, everybody has an opinion, and everybody, as I say, has inner wisdom. And if this inner wisdom can help others, why not share it, And it's about, it's fear of visibility people have. And that goes back to their childhood, when, as a child, you may have stood up and, said something, and people may have made fun of you, or people might have dissed what you said, or you might have been told as a child, be quiet, you're there to be seen and not heard. Like, all that fear of visibility comes back to an instance in our childhood, or in school, or at home, or out in the playground, when we were made to feel that our opinion of what we had to say wasn't important or wasn't relevant, and it's about getting into that mindset that you're entitled to say what you believe. You're entitled to give your information. You're entitled to share your inner wisdom. You're entitled to help other people. And it's about reframing that in that what I have to say is going to help somebody rather than what I have to say is going to make me appear better than anybody else. It's about sharing your content, sharing what you have to say, and helping others. It's about being of service to other people. That's my opinion. And I help loads of people do that. I mean, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. You're also the average of all the words you surround yourself with, the television programs, the radio programs, the newspapers. Like, I don't buy newspapers. And I bought 2 this weekend because I wanted the magazines. And, like, I just glanced through them and all I could see was, like, death, murder, treachery and all the rest of it. Like, why not share the good news stories, the awards you've won, the knowledge that you have, the people that you've employed, the feel-good feeling you have within your company, the product or service that you have that really is helping other people. I don't see why we shouldn't share this good news, and it is about surrounding yourself with like-minded people who will lift you up and support you in that, that you have a good news story, let's share it with others and let's help one another.
I have met so many like-minded people online, and I know a lot of people feel that, you can't actually meet or connect with other people online. It's just not like real life. But I have to say, in the past 24 months, all the digital friends that I've met who work in my space and who understand me, it's been totally liberating. So I totally agree with you. But let's talk about your Rise Mindset Transformation Program, which I came across. You say that the number one reason people do not realize their full potential is due to thoughts about self-worth, self-esteem and confidence. So what do you actually do to help people overcome that?
Okay, well, I run a 5-session program, which is on a one-to-one basis with people. So basically what we would do is I would talk to them and find out what their current feelings are about their self-worth and their self-esteem and their self-confidence. And by talking to them, I can find out where this started and how this started. And I mean, you could be talking about going back 5 decades, in some cases 3 decades, 20 years, 15 years. But I can always find out where the root cause of this started. And again, I would say to people, it started in their childhood. It normally starts before the age of 7 or up to the age of 10, when a belief about, your own self-worth was created. And it could be unintentional. It could be just a throwaway comment that somebody said in the schoolyard. It could be something that somebody said in school. It could be something that the neighbours said. It could be your general area where you lived. I remember being very young and somebody making fun of me, and that absolutely held me back and crippled me for years from standing on stage and talking, and I got over that. So I work with people, I find out where the root cause is of that, and then I can transform it. Like, I do a mindset transformation then in one session when we can flip the exact feelings that they have about that situation to the exact opposite. It's like an NLP anchoring technique, and it works really, really well. And then I would work with them and I would do a top-up with them and I would check in with them to make sure that they can generate those feelings. But I show them how to generate really good, positive feelings about a situation so that they can learn to check in on this feeling every single day if they wish, But yeah, no, it's really good, and it can be done very fast if people want it. But the thing I can say about that, Joanne, is that people have to believe that, they want to change and then make the decision that they do want to change how they feel about this. I mean, there's loads of people out there who want to wallow in self-pity forever. And, if that's the case, that's fine. But there are ways that you can change your mindset about your self-esteem and your self-worth.
So you might be able to answer my next question then around changing people's minds. What's your view on getting senior leaders to buy into digital transformation? In my experience, very often there is buy-in from staff, but often it's a personal bias by a decision maker that is paralysing progress in the digital age. How would you try and help the staff or the senior leader overcome that and help shape and influence change in their organisation?
Again, I would go back and I would say that this is all like digital PR. You know, we are so used to the PR industry and the media and radio and all the rest of it. And digital, social media and digital transformation is about digital PR. It's about empowering your staff, your company, to reach out to as many connections and as many people as possible. To know what your ethos is in your business, to know what you stand for, to know what your values and beliefs are. People, Irish people particularly, buy from people that they know, like and trust, you know. So if people know the CEO of a company stands for certain values, that will resonate with them and it will connect them to that company. And it's just a really good way of bringing authenticity to your company's values and beliefs, right up from your staff, right up to management, right up to yourself in every single thing that you do. You know, and it's absolutely an amazing way of creating a brand about yourself. Like if you think of, if I was to ask you, do you know who the CEO of, say, Aer Lingus is? You probably would say no. But if I said to you, do you know who the CEO of Virgin Airlines is? You'd probably say yes. You know, it's Richard Branson. What do you know about him? You know, like he owns an island. He's really into self-development. He's into encouraging young businesses, new businesses. He's into adventure. He's into balloon racing. So you're creating a relationship with people that get to know, like, and trust you about, you know, all your brands, all the Virgin brands, and they will easily recognise you and recognise the values that your business stands for. The values and the beliefs, and like that is a training that Richard brings down through all his staff in every area of all his businesses. You know, equally I could pick the guy from Ryanair, but that's a different type of branding, you know. But like it's what people want their potential customers to know about their company, about their staff, what they believe in, what their ethos is, what their business values are.
So final question, Gay. My friend asked me last week if being content was better than seeking something else. So my question is there such a place we can discover where we can strive for greatness, but still always be content, or is that a juxtaposition?
This is such an amazing question because my dad used to always talk about people being content. He lived in his home for 89 years. Yet he had the most open mind. Like at 87, I taught him how to use Facebook. Okay, so being content, you can be absolutely being content and have your mind open to learning new things, you know. You can absolutely be content and aspire to greatness. You know, you can absolutely be content and love your life as it is and be content with the constant change. Like change is the only constant that we have. So, you know, being content is accepting where you are, who you are, the type of person you are, the type of business that you have, and being content to let others know about it and open up the possibility to reach as many people as you can and helping them with your product or service. So, yeah, absolutely you can be content and open your mind to embrace new avenues of connecting with people, of embracing new ideas. I mean, like my dad at 87 wanted to see all the photographs that we were putting up, and he said, "Gay, show me how to use Facebook." So yeah, absolutely, go for it, no matter what age you are.
You are a fountain of knowledge, Gay, and thank you so much for sharing your inner wisdom with all of us today. Guys, I really recommend that you connect with Gay Moore on LinkedIn. You can also follow her on Twitter at Gay Moore, and that's GAYEMOORE. And Gay, I understand you're launching your new website, personalbranding.com, very soon.
Yeah, Rise Personal Branding will be launching in the next month or so. Thank you.
Amazing. Well, listen, have a great week, and thank you so much for joining me on JSB Talks Digital.
Thanks a million. I really appreciate it, Joanne.
JSB Talks Digital.
I have some bonus content for you today. Joining me in studio is Bobby B, and he tells me this is his 7th appearance on JSB Talks Digital, the podcast. Bobby, you're very welcome to the show.
Hi.
So I want to make an announcement on today's show, and that announcement involves you. Can you tell the JSB Talks Digital listeners what you have planned for your summer holidays?
I'm starting to work for Dewey's, and I'm going to edit your videos.
So you've had a look at some of my videos on the Digital Training Institute YouTube channel. What do you think of them? And be honest.
Very bad.
Why are they very bad, Bobby?
And whoever edits them is just, I don't know, it's just really bad.
Why are they bad, though? Give me some feedback. My listeners want to know why they're so bad.
You put the like and subscribe at the end. You need, better quality, or you just need more things to talk about.
Okay, so while you're at Digital Training Institute this summer, will you help me create better videos for YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bobby will be joining me this summer at Digital Training Institute. And if you want to keep up to date with how I'm improving my YouTube channel on the back of the advice of an 8-year-old, stay tuned to Digital Training Institute, because me and Bobby will be doing some live streams. And I'll also get him back on the show during the summer to update us on how we're getting on. So thank you, Bobby.
Shoutouts.
In this part of the show, I give shoutouts to brands, organisations or individuals whose work online is remarkable and worth talking about. In this episode, I'm sharing 3 ways I've been mastering my mindset over the past 18 months.
1.
I'm now in my second mastermind programme, having joined my first one 18 months ago. I realised the deep value of being surrounded by like-minded people who provide support and accountability. I joined Sigrun's VIP Mastermind in 2017 and gained massive clarity in my business. I'm on that path now and it's very exciting. In January of this year, I joined Chris Ducker's Roundtable Mastermind, and with support and wisdom of this group, I've taken action and overcome a number of mindset myths. So if you want to transform and reach your true potential, why not consider joining a mastermind? I'm launching one in 2019 for public sector marketing pros.
2.
If you continue to tell yourself you cannot do something or achieve a goal, guess what's going to happen? Yes, that's right, nothing. Setting goals or giving yourself a challenge is a healthy thing to do, in my opinion. I believe it really gets you uncomfortable, and that's the place where you need to get in order to grow. We can only grow when we step outside of our comfort zone. But for me, it's so much more than that. In line with the advice Gay was giving in today's interview, we can only discover our true potential when we step up and rise above the routine of life. So go on, set yourself a challenge, even a little one.
3.
I've spoken briefly on this podcast before about personal development, and it's something I'm going to go deeper in on another show. But building the brand of you is also about building you as a person. Hitting 40 this year made me realise that not only have I changed over the years, but that shedding beliefs and creating new ones is actually a good thing. That change comes in many forms, and embracing change is part of the growth cycle. I've been working with some great people in the space of personal development. And when we give so much time to our work, our business, our clients, our kids, our family and our friends, sometimes we have to step back and say, hey, what about me? So my little bit of advice now is don't dismiss you, investigate the opportunities that lie within. If you want to continue this conversation, send me a tweet to @tweetsbyJSB. In today's episode of JSB Talks Digital, I went out to my online community and asked them to ask me a question about mastering my mindset in the digital age. So today's question is from Grace.
Hi JSB. So my question today is, when you're trying to get into the right headspace for your digital transformation plan, How do you make sure that you're focusing on the right things and that you're blocking out some of the noise that is out there and you're not getting distracted and keep your direction? Thank you.
What a great question, Grace. And you're absolutely right. When you're going through the process of digital transformation, it's very easy to get distracted. Every week there's a shiny new red social media or digital ball that we want to play with. What I do to try to keep focus is that I plan, I prioritize, and I don't procrastinate. They are my 3 Ps. I also believe in writing down my goals and breaking them down into mini tasks. And then I set myself a work plan with deadlines. I love structure, and I think that's why I get so much done, and that's how I achieve my own digital transformation, because I plan, I prioritize, and I don't procrastinate. If you have a digital marketing or social media question, don't forget that you can send me a voicemail via digitaltraininginstitute.ie/askjsb. You can also use the hashtag AskJSB on Twitter, and I'll get your question answered on the show.
JSB's column.
In today's JSB's column, I discuss mastering my mindset and helping JSB grow up. So why is mindset important? Well, your own inner beliefs actually transfer into the actions you take and also the results that you deliver. I've always had a can-do positive mindset. However, I have to admit that I do suffer from imposter syndrome. You know those times when you think that you're not good enough or you don't have permission to take an action on something? I think this is something that entrepreneurs tackle on a daily basis. So why is mindset important to me? I've always found that if I get myself in the right frame of mind, I will keep the focus that I need to chart the road ahead. I'm really good at envisaging the road ahead and where I want to get to. And sometimes I fail when I falter and when I worry about what that how-to is going to be. I always want the answers, but sometimes in life, the answers come only when you work through them. Somebody asked me recently if mindset had helped or hindered me in my business. Well, if you think about imposter syndrome, I would say that that type of mindset definitely hinders me. But by and large, with my positive can-do attitude and just thinking about the goals ahead, having a really strong and sharp and positive mindset definitely aids my business, and it also aids me in the growth process. What I also do is that I use what I learn to help others. I find that explaining, describing, and documenting how I have got through, whether it's digital transformation problems, whether it's building my business problems, that process can be really cathartic. And in fact, just this morning, the fantastic Lee Jackson, who's previously been on this podcast and who is also a roundtable masterminder with me, asked me to share with my mastermind group how I put together the Public Sector Digital Marketing Summit with a list of 0 and getting 150 people into a room in just 12 weeks. So I know by sharing what I learned, what went right and what went wrong will really not just help Lee and my colleagues, but it will also help me think about what I could do better next time. So if you're on the road to digital transformation, make sure your mindset is in the right place. You have to believe that you can achieve it. Don't worry about figuring out the how-to. People like me and listening to my podcast, JSB Talks Digital, can help you with that tactical stuff. And remember, when you're going through the process of digital transformation, you're also going through the process of personal growth. So if you want to continue this conversation on digital transformation, or if you would like me to come into your organization to help you fast track the process, get in touch. Simply drop me an email to joanne@digitaltraining.ie.
Social media tool of the week.
The social media tool that saved my working week this week is Facebook Camera Effects. I've had the pleasure of running the digital marketing for Ireland's National Maritime Festival called Seafest, which takes place at Galway Harbour this weekend. For the past 3 months, my team and I have been elevating the digital activities to match the superb event that brings our harbour to life and attracts over 100,000 people. So, this weekend I created a bespoke Seafest frame using Facebook's camera effects. I want to take advantage of having over 100,000 people get together at Seafest. Not only are we trying to promote the official hashtag Seafest18 for greater engagement, we are also giving people their own Seafest experience on Facebook stories with a branded frame. The frame goes live today and will be live for the duration of the free family festival. If you have an event coming up, why not create one for greater customer and audience engagement? And it's totally free. To find out how to create one, log on to digitaltraining.ie and read the blog post associated with this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 105 of JSB Talks Digital. If you're a regular listener, I would absolutely love a review. As always, I have everything discussed on today's show on my award-winning blog at digitaltraining.ie. If you're interested in building your professional brand online and you work in the public sector, check out my new diploma in digital communications for public sector at publicsectormarketingpros.com/diploma. Thank you for continuing to listen and keep getting in touch with your questions. I love hearing from you guys across social media. As always, you can send me a tweet to @tweets by JSB, post a comment on our Facebook page, Digital Training Institute or Public Sector Marketing Pros. You can send me a snap to JSB Snaps, or why not send me a boomerang to JSB Grams. Before I go today, I want to say a big congratulations to my producer, Owen, who got engaged recently. So Owen, congratulations, and wonderful news for you and for Jessica and for Parker. And we'd like to wish you all the very best from everyone who listens in to JSB Talks Digital. I'd also like to thank Bobby B for joining me in studio today. Bobby was meant to be at summer camp, but we couldn't find them. But hey, this was definitely a really good plan B. And I'm looking forward to working with Bobby all summer at Digital Training Institute. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you his great video editing work. So I'm Joanne Sweeney Burke. This is JSB Talks Digital. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.
JSB Talks Digital.